Welcome to our first Storm tutorial. In this video, we will generate an environment using one of the Storm ready-made biomes. These configurations are available as part of your Storm purchase and can be used to populate a scene with assets quickly. In order to use those biome configurations, you need Storm, and you need to own the original asset pack the configuration was made for. The biome featured in this tutorial uses an asset pack that is available for free on the Unity Asset Store, which is great if you want to follow along with the video. Before we get started with the tutorial, please notice that Storm comes with a lot of offline information that might help you if you're stuck. You can find the Storm user guide and additional documents in the Procedural Worlds folder of your installation. Also, most of Storm's user interface features a question mark icon that allows you to view help texts that explain the functionality of each element on the screen. Likewise, you can also hover the mouse over entries to see a help text popping up. But let's get into the video now. In order to produce the same output as shown in the video, you will need the following: a Unity HDRP project with Storm installed, the Book of the Dead Storm biome, which you can download and install as part of your Storm license. In order to get Gaia and the assets in your project, you would either need Gaia Pro VS and the Book of the Dead biome for Gaia Pro VS, or alternatively, Gaia for Unity 6, which has the Book of the Dead assets integrated. We need to make sure that the assets use shaders that are adapted for Storm, so please extract this package found in this directory. For rendering content on your terrains, Storm supports two major workflows. You can build your content in traditional ways and ingest that content into Storm for rendering. Alternatively, you can use Storm for procedural spawning to generate content for you according to logical rules and constraints. The ready-made biomes use the latter approach, and this is what we will focus on in this video. In order to spawn content with Storm, we will need a terrain first. We will use Gaia for creating the terrain with the help of Gaia's World Designer. You can open the Gaia Manager from the window menu and create a new world from the Create World tab. Make sure to select the UNBTD Book of the Dead biome from the Gaia Manager. If you cannot see that biome yet, please run the Maintenance from the Configuration tab and close and reopen the Gaia Manager window. Click the Create World Designer button to continue. The World Designer has a lot of settings that allow you to control the shape and the features of your terrain, but for now, you can click Randomize all a couple of times until you see a terrain shape that you like. Click Generate World to create a Unity terrain from this, and accept all dialogues popping up. The terrain is created and textured automatically for us. To use this terrain for spawning with Storm, we need to ingest it. Storm will read in the information from the terrain, such as height and texturing information that can then be used for spawning. To ingest the terrain, open the Storm Manager window and switch to the Ingestion tab. We can select the current scene for ingestion and use our terrain as ingestion target object. Make sure that Capture Alpha Maps is checked and Create Features is turned off. The former will ensure that Storm will collect the texturing info from the terrain. The latter will prevent the creation of additional configuration files. Ingest the terrain in Storm. The ingestion process creates a Storm world object that holds the data from the scene in Storm data tiles. You can find the height and texturing data from our terrain in there. The next thing we want to do is to define where we want Storm to spawn content. This is done by defining a region which can either be global or masked. A global region is active anywhere. A masked region would only be active in a smaller spot in the world. In this case, we simply want to spawn the biome everywhere, and we can use a prepared global region configuration that comes with the biome. Select Add Global, and select the UNBTD Global Region configuration. You should see vegetation spawning on the terrain now. All the rules and logic for this vegetation is defined within the Global Region configuration file that we just applied. We can add better lighting to this scene from the Gaia Manager. Go to the Runtime tab and select the Book of the Dead lighting preset. This will go well with the biome on the terrain. You can add the other runtime components, such as the player controller and water as well. Now you can enter play mode and explore the scene we just made. If you are curious about the configuration of the individual vegetation items, you can find them in the list of known features here. By double-clicking into the configuration files, you can play around with the parameters to see the vegetation adapt in real time. We will go more into detail on the spawning parameters in one of our next videos, and we'll also cover the workflow of ingesting an already existing world into Storm. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.